time for me to come forth and to speak the truth, especially because I'm going forward in my life.
I'll understand.
Remember, I got off the air one day and them total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down.
Kesha and Kima actually were a group, and I went to a studio in Plainfield. I was 15 years old, and it was my first time ever going to a studio.
Every time I see you.
And I denied it at first. At first I said, nah, I don't want to be in a group.
You want to be a solo artist.
Okay.
I'm looking to be a better person. I'm not looking to be a liar anymore.
You make me feel things that
You think you know the drama? Trust me, you don't. From drama with other groups to fights with the media, and let's not forget the internal beef between the ladies themselves. Pam, Kima, and Kesha. It's been a roller coaster, and now Pam is finally spilling all the tea about what really went down. You see, Pam Long wasn't just cool with being in the background. Oh no, she had big dreams of going solo, and that caused some real heat within the group. She was ready to step out on her own, and Sis was serious about it. During one of Total's tours, Pam was like, "I'm done with this group thing," and made it official that she didn't want to continue the tour. This wasn't just a little disagreement, it was a full-on break that sent shockwaves through the group. Now, imagine this. While Pam was busy plotting her solo career, rumors started flying that Mila from 702 might come in to replace her. Yup, another R&B queen was about to slide into her spot, and let's just say Pam wasn't feeling it. That move only made the tension worse between her and the other ladies. Pam wasn't trying to be replaced, but the group had commitments, and they were going to do whatever it took to keep the show rolling. Now, how would y'all feel if you got replaced by another artist on tour? That's a whole other level of betrayal, right?
I'll understand.
Imagine the stress and drama backstage. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know how you would handle something like that. But hold up, it wasn't just the tour drama that had Total on edge. Oh no, things got even spicier when Wendy Williams stepped in and started running her mouth. Wendy straight up said Total was broke, living in the projects and faking their whole image. And guess what? Total didn't just let that slide. They wanted to handle things the real way, showing up at the radio station for a confrontation that almost turned real ugly. Stay tuned, because we're about to get into all the juicy details of that Wendy Williams showdown.
Remember, I got off the air one day and them total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. Skell hiding like a girl.
Trust me, you don't want to miss how this story ends. But before we get into the juicy details, let's take it back to how Total got their start and what led to their rise to fame. All right, picture this. Pam Long, born March 24th, 1976 in Newark, New Jersey, wasn't always destined to be a solo act. But when she teamed up with Kima Rayner and Kesha Spivey in high school, things started to take off. They formed a group called Total Opposite, a name that screamed how different they all were. Kima was chill, Kesha had the drive, and Pam brought that raw, rough energy, shaking things up for real. Pam wasn't that dainty, polished singer either. She had that tomboy street style that made her stand out from the jump.
Kesha and Kima actually were a group, and I went to a studio in Plainfield. I was 15 years old, and it was my first time ever going to a studio. And I came across the dude that was working with them. I recorded with him, and then I met Kima and Kesha like in passing. It wasn't nothing that was planned. We wasn't trying to be together. And then the next thing you know, probably like about 2 weeks later, the guy was just like, Kima and Kesha were actually looking for a third member, and he was just like, I think that you should be in the group. And I denied it at first. At first I said, nah, I don't want to be in a group.
You want to be a
I
solo
wanna be
artist. Okay.
And so,
you were 15 years old. You knew what you wanted.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't want to be in a group. And then plus two, I thought at the time Kima was bougie. I was like, nah, I ain't rocking with her like that. Like, that was just my feelings. But then I was just like, all right, cool, I'll do it.
But let's get into the real tea. The girls knew they had something special, but they needed that big break. So what did they do? Cornered Diddy in an elevator. Yup, they caught Sean Diddy Combs off guard in that cramped space and hit him with their vocals, leaving no room for him to ignore their talent. Diddy didn't crack at first. His poker face was on full blast. But deep down, he knew they had what it took. By the next morning, he was calling the shots, telling folks to make sure those girls didn't go anywhere but bad boy records. Can you imagine cornering a boss like Diddy in an elevator? You gotta have some serious guts to do that. Would y'all pull that move for your dream? Let me know in the comments, because that's some next level hustle. But listen, this was only the beginning. Once the success started rolling in, so did the drama. Trust me, things got heated behind the scenes, and we're just getting started on all the mess that came with it. Total's rise to fame was like a bomb that just exploded on the scene. These girls came in hot with that perfect mix of hip-hop and R&B that was Bad Boy Records' secret sauce in the 90s. From the jump, they had something that wasn't like the other girl groups out here. When they dropped their debut single, Can't You See, featuring the legendary Notorious B.I.G., Honey, it was game over. That track was fire. Biggie's verse on that song was the perfect touch of street, and the girls. They came through with those smooth R&B vocals that got everybody hooked. I'm talking about climbing up to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100, and that ain't even the half of it. They had the clubs lit, radio on lock, and every girl group out here trying to catch up.
Every time I see you.
But let me tell you this, while everything looked good on the outside, the mess behind the scenes was starting to show. Now back to the mess with Wendy Williams. You know she always has something to say, right? Well, back in the day, she went way too far when she started coming for Total. Wendy didn't hold back and was out here saying that the girls were frontin', claiming they were all glammed up on the outside but were still living in the projects. Sis straight up called them out on her radio show, saying their whole image was fake. Well, you know Diddy don't play about his artists. So, rumor has it, he sent Total to handle business and pull up on Wendy at the radio station. Yes, you heard me right. Total rolled up on Wendy for a face-to-face showdown. Now, you know Wendy isn't exactly the quiet type, but baby, when you're about to face the whole group, it's a different story. Wendy was caught off guard, and it was about to go down. Wendy even said she saw them coming from the window before she had to play it cool. There was no security, no nothing, just Total and their street justice. Imagine that showdown. Can you picture Wendy's face when Total stepped up to her? Let me know in the comments if you think they handled it right or went too far.
I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them.
But while Wendy managed to dodge that street brawl, the drama wasn't over for Total. So, in 2013, Pamela Long got hitched to Jamie Long, who used to be in that R&B group Pretty Ricky. For a while, everything looked good on the outside. You know how it goes, all smiles and lovey-dovey in public. But honey, behind closed doors, it was a whole different story. The drama came crashing down when Pam accused Jamie of being emotionally and physically abusive. Sis went on The Breakfast Club, spilling all kinds of tea about how Jamie wasn't what he seemed. But here's the gag. You ready? In 2019, Pam came out and admitted that some of the stuff she said about Jamie, yeah, she lied. Talk about embarrassing, right? She went on social media to make a public apology, saying she felt led by God to tell the truth and set the record straight.
Time for me to come forth and to speak the truth, especially because I'm going forward in my life with God. I'm looking to be a better person. I'm not looking to be a liar anymore.
Pam said she was sorry for all the pain she caused Jamie, his family, and everyone else who got dragged into the mess. It was like airing out your laundry in front of everybody and then being like, oops, my bad. Girl, can you imagine? Wow. And don't forget about that book, honey. Pam dropped her memoir, Total Exposure, Pieces of Me, where she laid bare all the dirt about her life, her relationships, and the ups and downs of being in Total. But here's the kicker. Some of the stories in that book, she admitted they weren't exactly the whole truth.
I don't know if you can hear my heart.
Sis said she felt bad about putting lies out there and apologized for that too. It was like Pam was just out here trying to clean house and get all her skeletons out the closet. But girl, don't think the drama stopped there. Pam's life kept on unraveling after all this. Stay tuned, because the story's just getting juicier. You won't believe how she's trying to fix her image today. Alright, so let's talk about Total's reunion attempts. It was a whole roller coaster, let me tell you. In 2014, fans got all excited when Pamela Long and Kima tried to bring back that old school magic with a reunion performance in London. But honey, there was one glaring question on everybody's lips. Where was Kesha? It didn't take long for folks to notice her absence, and rumors started swirling that there was some tension keeping the full trio from reuniting. Now, fast forward to 2016, and the hype was real when Kima, Pam, and Kesha Spivey finally came together for the Bad Boy Family reunion tour. This tour was supposed to be their big comeback moment, and fans were on the edge of their seats, hoping that maybe, just maybe, we'd finally get that reunion album. Girl, everybody was ready for Total to drop something new and give us that nostalgic R&B vibe we all missed. But here's the gag, that comeback album? It never materialized. Even though they were teasing it during interviews and fans were hungry for new music, the album just didn't happen. Nobody really knows the full story of why it fell apart. But if you ask me, it's clear there was still some drama lurking behind the scenes. You can't have a group come back without working through all that tension. And it looks like Total couldn't quite get there. Now, even though the music has quieted down, Total's legacy is still strong. Let's see what the ladies have been up to lately. Pamela Long, the powerhouse of the group, has found a new path in Christian music. She's been using her voice to uplift and inspire, focusing on her faith and personal growth. Sis is still performing, but it's a whole different vibe now. More about spirituality and empowerment than the R&B bangers we remember. As for Kima Rayner and Kesha Spivey, they've pretty much stepped out of the spotlight. These days, they're more focused on their families and personal lives, keeping things low-key. While they aren't as active in the music scene anymore, they've each found their peace away from the limelight. It's clear that while the ladies of Total have shifted into new chapters of their lives, their legacy in the world of R&B is undeniable. Even though we might not get another album, their story is one of resilience, growth, and keeping it real. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Total's story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another update on your favorite artists.
You make me feel things